I was reflecting on an old video that I had done 3 years ago. I was just watching it, and it brought up so much truth for me. And I was reflecting on this aspect of relationships that come into our life, and they come into our life, I really believe this, for lessons, for us to evolve and grow through. And some of the relationships stay, and some of the relationships go. And when they go, when you decide to end it, or they decide to end it, or you just, you fade away and you just, you go, oh, they're just like no longer in my life. But to equate it to like a volcano erupting. And when a volcano erupts, it totally decimates everything. It decimates the landscape. It decimates, all of the vegetation, the animals, and whatever's in its way of the lava and the explosion. It just destroys everything. But then within days, what happens? New life starts emerging out of it. And it's like, because of the volcano's explosion, it was able to produce new and abundant life, like a whole new trajectory of what that part of Mother Earth had to go through. And we can equate this to relationships. We can equate that to the ones that, that blow up and they destroy everything, financials, the house, the like property, all the things that had to be divided, and all the emotions have to be just, thrown up in the air, and you're hurting, and the pain is so real and deep. Like literally your body blows up, with an emotional state that hurts so big and so bad. The pain is so big and so deep. And then as the days and the weeks go by, new life starts emerging. New life starts popping up its head, new opportunities, new ways of looking at your life reveal itself. And you go, wow, like I'm whole. I didn't die from that breakup. I survived it. I'm actually stronger and better even than I ever was before. These evolutionary times are so important for us. And sometimes when we decide to hang on to a relationship for far too long, and I do know people that have, gone back into toxic relationships, and, maybe they've split up with someone, but they've gone back to their old ways, their old relationships, or even finding new people. But if you haven't done the healing, you actually are just creating that same imprint in that next relationship. You haven't broken any pattern at all. It's too painful to do that. It's too hard to look at those aspects of yourself that need to be improved and changed. So you keep on choosing the same person from the past or from the present or from the future, but that same person, it's just got a different avatar. You just keep choosing the same feeling. And they're just wrapped up with a different bow. And when we decide to spend this time alone, after you break up with someone, after a relationship ends, after even, a relationship with your job, things like that can end. A relationship with your parents can end, or just temporarily end. There's just these pauses that happen. But if we don't spend that time alone with ourselves, with our thoughts, with work, doing the work, watching podcasts, dialing into some really great YouTube people that are, maybe a couple steps ahead of you. And that they're here, though, to share their knowledge and their wisdom because they already went through it. It's all around us to help us evolve as humanity is growing and going through these crazy times. I just wanted to offer this little shift in a perspective as to it should not be so debilitating, fearful, and frightening and scary that you can't honor your heart. To live a life in such fear that you are not able to end a toxic relationship that no longer serves you will affect you for the rest of your life and the trajectory for your soul's experience in whatever it's meant to be in another lifetime, however that works. But our joy comes from flowing and from surrendering and accepting. Accepting that I have to make a change. Accepting that this particular relationship no longer serves me. And as I said I did it, I basically closed my eyes and I just put one foot in front of the other. And I just said, I just no longer want to be in this relationship. And I was terrified when I said that. I was gutted. I was so afraid to pull that final pin, that final plug, that life support plug out of it. And just with so much love, I just knew I had to move on. And with my arms wide open, I have just embraced this new journey for me and discovering my greatest gift for myself, which is exploring my heart and exploring the consciousness of this world and awakening to what is really real. I love you guys.